All right, recording now. Let's do the lesson on volume formula. You need the correct formulae to be able to find the volume of 3D objects. The first kind of object, can you maybe sit on the floor because you're going to be in the way of people being so tall? The first object that we'll cover is the idea of a prism. What is a prism? A prism is the name given to any 3D object that has a uniform cross-section. What the hell does that mean? That means there is a way that I can slice the object so that I produce the same exact slice every time. So if I was to look at, say, this triangular prism here, if I sliced it like this, am I going to produce the same exact slice every time? No, I'd produce a very thin rectangle, and then I'd produce a slightly wider triangle, and it would get wider and wider until I got to the bottom. Can someone sort of demonstrate in the air like some sort of TikTok dance what direction I would slice it to get the same exact slices every time? Up and down. So do you agree that if I sliced it like this vertically, would I produce a triangle slice? If I sliced it again, would it be the same exact triangle slice? And again, that's what defines a prism. As long as there's some way that I can slice it to produce the same. So what we're going to do is I'm just giving you these formula for a rectangular prism. If I know how long it is, how wide it is, and how deep it is, the volume is length times width times depth. Get that? Yes, it's on the desk next to that student taking their test. It's on the right of them. Is there a name on it?
No, sorry.
Okay, get a name on it next time.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's have a look at the triangular prism one. If I know how long the base of the triangle is, and I know how tall it is, remembering that the base and height have to be perpendicular to each other, and I know how deep that is. The volume is half base times height times by the depth. I'm going to put a little bracket here. From previous lessons, what is half base times height the formula for? Yes?
The triangle.
A triangle. What is the cross-section of the triangular prism? What is this shape? It's a triangle. Let's have a look at this. I'm going to put a bracket under here. What is length times width the formula of? A square or a rectangle? What do you notice is the cross-section of a rectangular prism? A square or a rectangle? One more. I'm trying to push towards you the idea of a pattern forming here. What is the formula for a cylinder? The volume is pi times by the radius squared times by how deep it is. Can someone tell me what this is the formula for?
The circle.
Area of a circle. So what you're finding, to find the volume of anything that's the same all the way through, you find the area of the end of it, and then you times by how deep it is. Which allows us to find the volume of any prism. Okay? Because the volume of any prism, it doesn't matter what the shape is, area of cross-section times by the depth. So as long as you know this, could I break this L shape up into a couple of shapes that I could find the area of? As long as you know the area of cross-section and you times it by the depth, you can find the volume of a prism. Can you make sure that you have those 4 formulae down, please? You'll be using those. In your measurements here, you'll probably be using cylinders to model the thing that I'm asking you to model. So I'll give it a solid minute from now, and you get those formula down to there. We'll move on, and if you need it after, you can do it after the video. There's no explanation for these ones. The volume of a pyramid, cone, and sphere, there's no overarching formula for the volume of pyramids, cones, and spheres. You just have to know them. So with a pyramid, what's special about a pyramid? The base is either going to be a square or a rectangle. You already know how to find the area of a square or a rectangle. So the volume of the pyramid is 1/3 times by whatever the area of the base is times by the height. What is the volume of a cone? It's 1/3 the area of the base. What's special about the base of a cone compared to a pyramid? Is it a square or a rectangle anymore? Yes, no? It's a circle. So you'll find pi r squared times by how tall it is, and then divide it by 3. Or times it by 1/3, same thing. And then lastly, the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times by pi times by the radius cubed. A solid minute, can you get those 3 formula that you will be using in your upcoming assignment? You guys at the back, is this text readable for you?
Yeah.
I think I'll do this from now on. I won't use the boards. All right, can we practice using these formula that you've learned about today to find the object of this object below? I forgot what the measurements were from last lesson. Remember we did the surface area of this? So I just made them up again. Volume of a sphere is at the top. So volume, sphere. It was 4/3. 4/3 times by pi times by... What would the radius of the sphere be? 3. Was it squared or cubed? Cubed, because we're talking volume. Unfortunately, you can't see the calculator on the screen. When I upload it to YouTube, you'll see the calculator pop in from the side, like on mine, but you won't be able to see it. So you have to do bed mass. You cannot trust your calculator to do bed mass. What do I need to do first, according to bed mass? Subtraction, no. I need to deal with the exponent first. Okay, there's no brackets here. So 3 cubed, 27, times by pi equals 84.82, times by 4/3. So the way that I'll do this is times the answer by 4, and then divide that answer by 3. So that tells me it's going to be 113.10 cubic centimeters. That's my sphere done. This is a pyramid here. we're assuming that it's square based. So volume of pyramid is 1/3 times by the area of the base. If we're assuming that it's joined here properly and everything, what would the area of the base be? What numbers would I times together to find the area of that square base? Not quite 8. Yeah, what you're saying is spot on. I haven't told you how long this is. I'm assuming it's 6, so thank you. So now we can actually work it out. So my intention was this was a square at the bottom. I didn't give you that information. So that's going to be base is going to be 6 times by 6 times by, so area of base. How tall is that pyramid? 6. So 6 times 6 times 6. 1/3 is the same as dividing by 3. So we're going to have 72 cubic centimeters. Underline. The last one. What kind of a prism do we have here? Rectangular prism. So the way I'll do this, the way that I see it in my head, is going to be 6 times by 6 times by 8. 288 cubic centimeters. So V total, 288 plus 72 plus 113.1. I get 473.1 cubic centimeters. And you get the example down that you need. I'll stop the recording now while you get that down.